Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel or welcome to my channel. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out a lot. So hit that subscribe button. I'm just going to be running my resin through my airless bubble removal machine before we get started today. I'll link it down below. It works great to get rid of bubbles in your resin. I'll also link my tutorial showing step-by-step how to use this machine down below in the description box. We're going to be making a resin skull today, and I'm going to be pouring this all in one layer with the deep pour epoxy from Let's Resin. So off camera, I just took a little bit of this glitter from Let's Resin, sprinkled it inside the mold, and took this little makeup brush, applicator brush, whatever you want to call it, from Let's Resin, and brushed that glitter down all over inside the mold. You want to make sure you get every little spot in the mold covered, around the teeth, around the eyes, around the nose. Just take your time. And don't worry if you have kind of brush strokes, those don't really show up. But try not to have too many brush strokes. Just take your time, make sure that you have a nice, even coverage all over inside the mold, and then you'll be good to go. This glitter is super fine, so it lays completely flat when you brush it into the mold, and it gives you a really pretty holographic effect. So I have my resin that I ran through the airless bubble removal machine. This is the deep pour epoxy from Let's Resin. It's a 2-to-1 ratio epoxy. And I was like, I want to try to make a skull, all in one pour. Let's see how it works out. So I had 8 ounces here, and I thought that that would be enough to fill up this mold, but it was not. I couldn't believe it. I thought that this mold only took like 8 ounces, but it is a pretty big mold. So I'm going to add a little bit more here after I get every drop out of these 2 cups. And I'm just using clear. I didn't add any pigment to this. And when you pour this into the mold, you want to make sure you're not pouring it all in one spot because it can leave a bare spot in your mold. It can remove that glitter that you brushed into your mold. So just move your cup around and don't pour it all in one spot. I'm just going to finish filling up the mold. I did have a few surface bubbles just from pouring. I took my gloved hand and popped those really easy, and that was it. Let it cure overnight. Here we are the next day, getting ready to take it out of the mold. I was really nervous. I did not know if this was going to work out because if you pour your resin too deep, it can overheat and warp and damage your mold. And I will show you that here in a few seconds on a different piece that I made. I used the liquid diamonds on that piece, and I poured it a little bit too deep and it turned out absolutely terrible. But this skull with the Let's Resin deep pour epoxy turned out amazing all in one layer. I could not believe it. I was so excited. And this is a pyramid that I made with the liquid diamonds. The second layer, I only poured it slightly over 1 inch deep, and you can see the corners kind of folded up. It completely warped on me, just ruined my project. So I'm going to end up having to toss this piece. I didn't like the way the rose looked anyway in it, so I wasn't too bummed. But see, if you pour your resin too deep, it can overheat as it cures and it does not turn out too pretty. But the deep pour epoxy from Let's Resin worked fantastic for this all in one layer. I could not believe it. I am going to be trying it on some thinner pours, so don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss those videos that are going to be coming up. And let me know if you have any questions down in the comments, and I'll link everything I use down below in the description box. Thanks for watching. I hope you're all doing fabulous, and I will see you guys soon for another video. Bye guys.